Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah.
La 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 la. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Look, the best thing that could have happened was immediately announcing a player after the elimination from the Club World Cup, and this is actually what we did. Not in an official way, because you know the standards. First the player needs to arrive in Italy, to Torino, to La Continassa, going to the J Medical, doing the test, and when everything is okay, then you can take your pen and you can put black on white that the players is yours. And this is actually what we will do. But first of all, we know how it works. We first go to the journalist Romeo Agresti, Fabrizio Romano, Don Deal. Here we go, and we can already start to celebrating, because we know it. And Mercato is something totally out of control. Mercato is something totally crazy. We don't know if he will do well or not. We have absolutely no idea, but already feeling that there is something different is already projecting us in a new season with new dreams. If you start with exactly the same team where we didn't perform well, you cannot project you in something better because the men are the same, the team is the same. So you are not really dreaming. When you have that unknown factor that helps you to go towards dreams. And Jonathan David, for a lot of people, is a dream. I want to be cautious on that one. I want to take my 2 feet, put them on the ground and not flying. And maybe that will be the solution. Not flying so that now, during the Mercato, during the non-football, during the non-games, so that later we will be able to call him not Jonathan David, but Johnny. Johnny D. Good. Johnny D. Good. I already have the nickname. Tell me, rate me now how great the nickname is for Jonathan David. Instead of Johnny B. Good, Johnny D. Good. When he will score, Johnny D. Good. So let me know in the comment section the rating for already the new name that we have. 0 for Pinch, he doesn't like it. Ehip already with a 10 on 10. Johnny Sins for Francie that wants to go with an alternative name. Go, 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 Johnny, go, go. Bravo, Francie. No, it was Mr. Adrian, by the way. Number 10 for Bajram, GD9. Attention, because there is one that is not agreeing with the number 9. Pay attention, we'll speak about the controversy of Dusan Vlahovic today. 0, 0, 9 on 10. Honey loves it. G-Dog. 8.9 on 10. Johnny B. No, it's Jonathan David, guys. We cannot go with Johnny B. Johnny D. Johnny Goal. Johnny Goal. Goal, goal. Goal, Johnny Goal, goal. Hey, here we go. You see, that's why I needed your help. Go, goal. Goal, Johnny Goal, goal. Johnny B. Goal. No, Johnny D. Goal. Bravo, bravo. I love that. Goal, goal. Goal, Johnny Goal, goal. Johnny D. Goal. Bravo, bravo. We are there. Oh, I don't know if our friend is listening, Alessio, or if you will watch in replay, but I think that Johnny D. Goal, we can do something with that. Alessio, if you're watching in replay, please let us know, because that's important. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I see already that we are already reaching 250 people. We are not there yet, We are not there yet, We are not yet at the 800, 900 people that we had last summer, but it will arrive. It will arrive step by step. Ciao Yolene, that was the first one to write in the comment section today. Ciao Saraz, Lips is there, Ben the Goose, Elder, Abdul Rahim, ciao from Oman. Ciao Davide, ciao Just, anche se non ti scalda come nome, almeno abbiamo cominciato da qualcuno. So Davide is telling us, even if you are not really hot, really warm on the player, at least we started with a name. And I agree with that. And to be totally honest, if we are looking at the available players, also in terms of sustainability, we can say that Jonathan David was the best on the market, because it costed 0, even if we had to pay something. I will reveal you all the details in today's live, so wait, be a bit patient, but it's true that we just started. I see a lot of Canadian fans that are extremely happy. I see a lot of Canadian fans that are super happy that today they wrote me so many messages. Finally a Canadian at Juve. We can already say, without him playing a single minute, that is already the best Canadian player of Juventus entire history. Tell me wrong. Prove me wrong, my friends. Ciao Bogdan. Ciao Leonardo. We have Fabione45 into the chat. Bebo. Maria Merlaru. Judge Bug. Yo, what it do, Juve crew. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's a picture of me. That's a picture of me together with our friends. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. Yeah, I had difficulties to recognize me. Look at that. That's me in the That's me in the picture. Look at that. I'm happy. I'm happy. Oh, that's an honor. That's really an honor me. El Primo! Hello guys. Ciao my friend. Ciao Sasha. Ciao Pavel. Ciao a tutti. Ciao also to Last Samurai 07 that became a member for 38 months. Mercato is open. Forza Juve, Forza David. At least that's what we need to do. When we have a new player, we need to welcome him that way. Forza David. Then we'll see if he will be able to work, yes or not, and to work well, yes or not. Ciao Cap. Mercato is crazy. Is it really crazy? I think so. I think so, because it started that way.
Mercato is crazy. La 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 la.
I will spare you the entire song that you already listened 10 times to in the intro of today live. Johnny the Great, thank you Jimbo for your donation. Johnny the Great could possibly be also a beautiful name if he will be able to actually achieve the greatness that we are all hoping for. Beppe, tea in the summer. Yeah, because you know that I don't drink coffee anymore, or not that much coffee anymore. I drink every 2 days 1 cup of coffee. So I need to pay attention. It's true that I'm melting. It's extremely warm in Belgium, in the apartment where I live. You know, I already told you in terms of isolation. When it's super warm, you know, the warmth stays inside. It's a total disaster. So I'm melting, and it's true that drinking hot tea is probably not the best solution. I should go for something fresh. It is what it is. Beppe is not normal, not always normal. Matcha for honey. Milik was extended, I think, a little bit ago. Yeah, no, not a little bit ago. He was extended at the end of the season. We know also why. Yeah, we know also why. We already spoke about it, but it's a player that is out of Juve. He traveled with. He traveled with Juventus to USA. I saw him there. I met him also there. But it's a player that will not be in the plans of Juve. You know what is the beautiful news, apparently? That Juventus has absolutely no intention to stop at Jonathan David. So they have more plans. They want to do more things. So big names that are there. I'm just watching because I'm receiving some... Mamma mia. Oh, my son is a goat. My son is the goat. Look at that. Fresh water, cold water from the fridge. That means that he's actually listening to the live. My son is a big Juventino, watching to the lives while I am live, and then he's listening, and that's the advantage of having a son that is watching the live and actually executing your wishes. When you have dreams where you have not even things that you were able to say. Is it written Valverde? I'm sorry, guys. Valverde, indeed, the one that actually toyed with us in the game. Real Madrid, Juve, what a player. What a player. Here they are, the Canada boys. We have a Kolo 99 that is already... Oh, I already watched it. I sent him a screenshot with a like on the video of today of Jonathan David. He was happy about... I think he's happy about the signing. Actually, I didn't even ask him how happy he was, because I know it's from Canada, so it's always something nice. But I'm not sure if he's super happy or not about Jonathan David. So what are your thoughts about giving you all the details about Jonathan David? What are your thoughts about that first signing? Of course, we are speaking about the possibility even for him to arrive tomorrow in Torino. So in a few hours in Torino, and on Friday doing medicals and signing the contract. So it goes super fast, super fast to have finally the player. Can your son bring us a center back? That will be a bit more difficult, I think. If so, I would love him to bring us 2 center backs, not only 1, but I think that will be a bit more difficult than just only it's tough. That will be tough. It was easier to bring me a bottle of water than to bring us a center back. Orion from Toronto. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. Really appreciate it, my friend. Kolo is saying, my happiness will depend on who the other striker is. And here we're already opening the chapter of not only Jonathan David, but also depending on who the other one will be. Evair Costa, first Haitian in Juve's history. Sakpasenabule Beppe. I have absolutely no idea what it means, but I hope it's something good. In Haitian, I don't speak Haitian, unfortunately, but it's true, Canadian Haitian. I believe he also speaks French. He played in Genk in Belgium before going to Lille, and now he's doing the big step in a big club, you know, and I will not lie about it. For the people that follow the channel since long, you know that Jonathan David, to me, has always been the #1 target, the best player on earth. I was really extremely sad when we didn't sign him last season, because I think that it's, probably the best striker of the entire planet. Underrated player, a player that think it's a capolavoro, it's a chef-d'oeuvre, it's a masterpiece of Juve to go and sign him on a free. Player with undubious quality, a player that cannot do bad, a player that I always supported, a player that I always backed, even when he was not playing with Juve because we were not able to sign him. Well, it was a player that I was following, watching, looking at because I was in love with that player. No, it's not true. You know it. And the people that are watching the channel, they know that I'm joking. Of course, it's a player that I don't really am super excited about. It's not a player that I 100% believe that he can be the number 9 of Juve in terms of the starter that is changing the face of Juve. If you tell me Osimhen is a player that I can tell you tomorrow he's changing the offensive role of Juve, the offensive line of Juve is one that is bringing you that amount of goals. Why? Because it's a player that already showed it in Italy with Napoli. It's a player that did it also in Lille, because that's where he's coming from Lille. So if we have Jonathan David that is able to do what Osimhen did when he came from Lille to Napoli, I think that we really, this time, we signed a masterpiece. They are total different players. It's really different in terms of characteristics. But that doesn't mean that he's a bad player. That doesn't mean that I'm not happy today. Look, we were looking for a striker, our striker. Because at today, if we are looking at the players that we have, we can say that Dusan Vlahovic has 1 more year of contract, but he's absolutely out of project. So it's not a player that is in the plans of Tudor. He was in the plans of Tudor. But can we say it now, being objective, that the responsibility is from Dusan Vlahovic, that received a big chance after being relegated on the bench, not even warming up, from Thiago Motta. Tudor gave him again a chance, and he was not able to keep it high, to work with it. He was not able to actually keep that spot as a starting number 9, because he lost it again for Kolo Muani. So it's a player, Dusan Vlahovic is totally out of project. We also saw it against Real Madrid, 0 minutes for him. Also not the start against Alain, not the start against Vidal, where he started only against Manchester City, a game that we saw with all the rotations, a game that was not important anymore for Igor Tudor and Juve, because we already qualified for the next round, which unfortunately went bad. So one is gone. Milik is absolutely not in the plans, or he will be loaned out, or he will be sold, we don't know. But it's a player that I think he has now 2 more years of contract, but he's absolutely not in the plans of Juve. Kolo Muani is a player from Paris Saint-Germain. From now on, he's a player from Paris Saint-Germain, because he had that contract extension, can we say, from the loan until the end of the Club World Cup. But now he's again a player from Paris Saint-Germain. Today we cannot say that Kolo Muani is a Juve player. So at the moment we have nobody. And I think that Jonathan David on a free is immediately the answer that you needed to give. Is he a player that costed in reality €0? No, because Juventus was able to take him only if they were able to give a bonus at the signature. So they gave him a signature bonus fee of between the 12 and the 15 million euro. If we heard that a few weeks ago the agents, the entourage, were even asking for 30 million euro. For what reason? Because they knew that they had a lot of offers, millionaire offers from Saudi Arabia, from different clubs, offers from Fenerbahce, that was ready to pay even more, offers from Premier League. I don't know the names of the team. I don't think it was a top 4 team from Premier League, but teams interested in Premier League. So Comoli reopened the dossier after giving up a bit, because the idea of Juve is to go for a strong striker. And even after Jonathan David, it's still the intention of Juve to try to go for a real strong striker. Well, the Comoli, when they reopened the dossier that Giuntoli already worked on, so let's not speak bad about Giuntoli on that case, because he's the one that identified the player, that followed the player, that was in contact with all the entourage. Well, he reopened it, but instead of going and agreeing on a really extremely expensive fee, because we can say that if you pay 25-30 million euro for Jonathan David, it's not anymore a free player. It's a player that you are paying 30 million euro. So if you are able to decrease it to 12, 15 million euro. It's still expensive, because we are not speaking anymore about free transfer. Free transfer, they don't exist anymore. But for 12, 15 million euro, I think that there was nobody else with these qualities. Qualities that are missing to Juve. I will come back on them later, because today I spoke with Carlo Pizzigoni, that is an international scout, a really good one. A top expert. Is not even a Juve fan, which means that when he's speaking about players, at least when he's speaking about players in the world of Juve, he's extremely objective. He's not influenced by I like or I don't like. I think that he will do well or not. So I will give you the what he told me. I wrote everything down. Why he thinks that he could do possibly well at Juve. But Juventus do not want to stop there. Juventus, they have an intention, and is to continue to push for Osimhen. Osimhen that is, of course, linked to Dusan Vlahovic. There is no way that you bring in Osimhen if Dusan Vlahovic is not leaving. So that's a huge, big condition. You will tell me, what about Kolo Muani? Well, Kolo Muani at the moment is parked. If you are not able to go for a Osimhen, Kolo Muani, you go back to Paris Saint-Germain. You tell guys, we want to go for that player. There are other names that we need to speak about, and that's the name you just told me. Attenzione. We'll come back on Jonathan David in a second, but 1 minute ago there was an important tweet. And that will be a controversial name. It's not Mico Gonzalez. Mico Gonzalez is a top player. I don't understand why Juventus is not on that player. It's not Laporte that should be another priority. But it is Jadon Sancho. After Jonathan David deal done, Juventus have called Manchester United and Jadon Sancho's camp again this week. Fenerbahce are out of the race and never been in concrete talks. Juventus made contact to discuss conditions of the deal. More clubs have also reached out to Jadon Sancho's camp. What does that mean? That we are already in an advanced phase, because on paper, according to the rules, the first thing that you need to do is going to the club. It doesn't always happen like that in Mercato, because there are talks with the player's entourage before going to the club. It's always like that. Even if it, according to the rules, it's not allowed. If a player is still under contract with the club, you are obliged to first go to the club, which not always happen. But if you hear here, and you can read from Fabrizio Romano that is saying that Juventus has been in contact already during the last days with Manchester United and Jadon Sancho, it means that there is an openness from one side or the other side, or both sides. It depends what Juve or who Juve contacted first. If they contacted the club first, that means that there is a green light for Manchester United, that they agreed or in approx the value of the player, or maybe some players to put into the deal. And Manchester United said, you have green light to contact the player, to convince him. Or the way around, Juventus contacted the entourage, the player. They agreed on a salary, kind of, more or less. They agreed on the role, they agreed on the length of contract, and the player said, okay, I'm convinced about you. Contact the club, because of course I'm still a Manchester United player. So looks like from one side or the other side, Juventus is already advanced on the file Jadon Sancho. What are the rumors for Jadon Sancho to Juve? They are speaking about a 25 million euro for the player, or pound, could go up to 28 million euro, 29 million euro. So it's between 25 and 29 million euro for the player. It could potentially be that Juventus wants to put some players in. Who are the players that they think about to put? There are 3, eventually even 4 names to put into that deal. The first name is Dusan Vlahovic, that Manchester United appreciates, because Gyökeres will not go there. Manchester United appreciates, but the salary, even for a club like Manchester United, is too much. And if we know that a club like Manchester United have problems to pay a salary of 12 million euro net to Dusan Vlahovic, then you know how much it impacts in a negative way Juve. And that's one, Dusan Vlahovic. That Dusan Vlahovic would even take it into consideration at Manchester United. Then other players, but I don't think that Manchester United is interested in the USA boy. There is another player, is Douglas Luiz. Manchester United has been interested in him also last winter. At the end, it didn't happen, also because the player wanted to try again and don't leave after 6 months, because at the end, you know that we decided to let Fagioli go. And we had no midfielders anymore. So also Juve closed there. It was or Fagioli or Douglas Luiz. Fagioli went because Douglas Luiz was 100% convinced, but that means that Manchester United had already an interest. A lot of people are telling me Beppe, he deserved a chance. Beppe, he needed to play. We're speaking about Douglas Luiz. Why is he not playing? If he played against Manchester City, if he played against Real Madrid, it would have been already different, the story, because it's a player with high qualities. And I'm happy that people are recognizing that, because that has always been what I confirm. But it's not only the quality that makes the player. That is something that we can say for Jadon Sancho. It's also something that we can say for Douglas Luiz. You have much more than that. You have how you insert yourself, how you adapt yourself in a context, in a new context, in an environment, in a team, in a training ground, with staff, with colleagues, with players that are your, or supposed to be your friends, how everything is actually putting himself into place. Douglas Luiz thought that he would have been the number one player that you put, on paper, Douglas Luiz plus 10 other players, and that he would have been respected by staff and by all the teammates immediately, just because you are Douglas Luiz, because you are coming from an extraordinary season at Aston Villa with 11 goals, I believe, and 11 assists. It didn't go that way, because something that maybe he didn't understand is that when you're going to another club, you need to start again from zero, without archive, without history. It's not that you arrive there, you say, I am Douglas Luiz, and you have immediately the respect. Tell me the names of players that can move from one team to another and immediately having that respect. Let me know. I have a few players in mind. You can go to ex-players, you can go to new players. But who are the few players that can transfer from one team to another immediately having that respect? Cristiano Ronaldo was one that when he arrived to Juve, but also to other clubs, he's one that has that respect. Messi as well. Okay. You know that I'm not sure about Neymar. Neymar is, I don't think that is respected that much in locker rooms. There is, I think, a bit of fear, a bit of curiosity for a Neymar, but also let's see how the mechanics of the locker room will change with the Neymar. I'm not sure about Neymar. Zinedine Zidane, also as a coach. Tevez was a player like that. Holland is a player that I'm sure that when he arrived somewhere, he received that immediate respect. Buffon, of course, Buffon. Now we are going to legends of the game. Seedorf as well. Higuain, after the season that he did at Napoli, but not at the levels of the other ones. Ibrahimovic is a player like that. Ibrahimovic, perfect, Dan. Ibrahimovic, perfect. It's a perfect name. Kane, Salah, these are players. Yeah, I agree with these names. Douglas Luiz, no. Attenzione. Attenzione, we are interrupted in every single discussion because, with Mercato is crazy. They were just waiting for Beppe to come back from USA. They were just waiting for Juventus to be eliminated from the Club World Cup so that we really could start with the Mercato is crazy, because Mercato, and it's not a secret, has always been crazy, and this summer it will again be crazy. So don't miss any live. Just to tell you that at the moment we are with 38,733 Juventini of the world. Don't forget to subscribe if it's the first time that you're experiencing that GJustjuve Mercato session. Is the moment also to put a maximum of like to the channel, because I know that if I'm not asking it, you are not doing it. So attenzione, because we are speaking about a man that we know it.
Show me the money.
Show me the money. We are speaking about show me the money, about Kolo Muani. Juventus is pushing with Paris Saint-Germain for Kolo Muani. They are working for a loan with an option to buy. At the moment, the French didn't open yet to that solution. I already told you that Paris Saint-Germain, they are not against loaning him again out to Juventus. The players can't wait. The players really can't wait to stay at Juve. And if you are looking, someone wrote it today in the comments, but that's something that I noticed as well. Yesterday at the 90th minute, there was one player that was running. One player that was pressing. One player that believed until the end, and it was Kolo Muani. Kolo Muani, yes, it's true, he missed that goal. A huge one. It's a pity. But Juventus, they have in mind to continue with Kolo Muani if possible. And that's what they are trying to do. But of course, it depends on the formula. A loan with an option to buy would be great for Juve to even try again and still for Osimhen, which I don't agree with. I tell you already, I don't agree with, because Osimhen will not come on loan. Last year of contract, you will need to pay him a lot of money. Too much money. Super much money. Which, according to me, it's money that you need to reinforce the team, because we need defenders, we need wingers, we need a midfielder. Today I spoke also about Julemand. Guys, how they sold me Julemand, and I'm speaking about professionals, not about fans, but professionals. They told me that Julemand would be the one that is definitely unlocking Khéphren Thuram. Khéphren Thuram, that when he goes with that ball, when he's carrying that ball, he's impressing all of us. But sometimes he holds himself, because he knows that not always we have someone to back him up. A Højlund would be perfect. Juventus already made some inquiries. A lot of money they are asking. 40 million euro is a lot, and we know that Sporting, they don't joke. They don't care about negotiating. They want the money. Give me the money. Show me the money, like this.
Show me the money.
Show me the money. They want the money. Otherwise, you don't see the player. Moneta o non vedere camello. That's what we say in Italian. Or you pay or you don't see the player. We are not here to negotiate. This is what they do for Gyökeres. This is what they will do for Julemand, that has an experience in Serie A already. I see some people here, Anthony Schifano, that says Julemand would be on the top of my list, along with Angelo Stiller. But Angelo Stiller, I heard today that he had a release clause of 36.5 million euro. But I also heard that there are a lot of players on him, teams on him. One of the teams that is on him is... Hey, tell me, who is the team? Let's see if you are informed about international football as well, and not only about Juve. Who is the team that really wants to go for Angelo Stiller? Bravo. Real Madrid. And Inter, but forget about Inter. Real Madrid. Really well known by Xabi Alonso. Looks like they don't have enough midfielders, Real Madrid. But yeah. Release clause, yes, from what I heard, 36.8. On the other side, when you have a few clubs on the player, then that release clause, a low release clause, is not happening. Because then you have competition on players, and then it will be really tough really, really, really tough because the competition goes, and then it's the one that is offering the more where the clubs wants to go, where the players also wants to go for. So Real Madrid is an advantage on everyone on that. I agree with Andy. Inter can't buy these kind of no. Inter can't buy this player. World class is great. He's really great. He's young as well. 24, really good player. Yulman is another player like that. But I would not do. I would personally not do Osimhen for the numbers that we are seeing. And according to me, Osimhen is the best one. So what is Juventus trying to do is going for him for a loan with an option to buy, while Paris Saint-Germain, they want to go with an obligation to buy. So let's read in detail what Gianluca Di Marzio is saying it, and you know it in the summer. Pay attention to the different ads that can come on the side of Gianluca Di Marzio. In attesa di capire se ci saranno aperture del Napoli per Osimhen, la Juve sta spingendo con il Paris Saint-Germain per Kolo Muani. So you see, Juventus is on more fronts. In the meanwhile, while waiting to understand if there is an openness from Napoli to Osimhen, and I can tell you that there is an openness from Napoli, but they want 90 million euro if it's Juve. Juventus is already pushing and continuing to push for Kolo Muani with Paris Saint-Germain. The Bianconeri are working for a loan with an option to buy. At the moment, however, the French, they are not opening at that solution. But he's not giving any detail. But so if he's not giving you the details, I give you the details. They want at the moment a obligation to buy. Friday, medical visits for Jonathan David, and then the signatures on the contract. Let me read a bit of your comments, guys. I stopped at Matthew, so I need to continue with Evair, and then we come back on Jadon Sancho. Pay attention to the name of Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez, that is unofficially on the transfer market. Nico Gonzalez on the transfer market. Would you do it? Question. Before I read Evair, Matthew, William, Ahmed, Marco, before I read these. Because a lot of people, they say, we don't want Sancho instead of Conceição. Would you do Sancho instead of Nico Gonzalez? If you are able to sell Nico Gonzalez without profit, it means that you sell him for how much? 27, 28 million euro. But you see how the discussion is changing. I don't even need to do a poll because I knew that the poll would make no sense. So I already read actually the message of Evair, first Haitian in Juve history. If Evair would be so kind also to tell me what it means, sac passe naboulé. No idea. If he would be so kind to tell us what it means, I would appreciate it. At least I start to be a bit more wiser than I am. Matthew, thank you for the donation. Do you think Cope will start with Thuram and Loca? No. I really think that Juventus is looking for another midfielder. And we just introduced the discussion about Yulman. I hope that Cope Manners can be that player, but the problem is that we also need to understand what kind of way we will play with Tudor when we will have all our players at disposal. Because in that 3-4-2-1, with all the respect for Cope Manners, that you know that I spoke with a lot of respect about the person, about the human being, that's not his role. This is absolutely not his role. With all the respect, you cannot sell me. We put Yildiz on the bench, cramps or no cramps, to replace him with Cope Manners. This is not his position. This is not working. The way of playing for Tudor that we saw until now, unless he adapts, is not made for Cope. So I don't see that three-man midfield. Then, if you tell me, Beppe, we go towards a 3-5-2, we go towards 4-3-3. You never know, huh? That's something that he already plays with at Udinese. If he wants to change it, going back to this kind of formation where we play with a 3-man midfield, then I can tell you, why not? Why not? Seeing them all playing together, this is my hope, this is my wish. Because I would love Cope to shine with Juve. But at the moment, the performances are not convincing me, one. And secondly, I don't even believe that we can play in that way of playing. So, in a 2-man midfield, no. William Dutcher, thank you, my friend. William, grande William. 11 months as a member with us. Happy for David. Hopefully this can push Dusan out. Well, I was about to go to Instagram. Because today, Dusan Vlahovic decided to post some pictures. The first one is this one, black and white picture with the total outfit of Juve. That was actually beautiful. Adidas, fantastic, beautiful collab with Juve also in the summer. We didn't speak about it a lot, but until 2037 contract with Juve. That's good. I love Adidas, you know that. And by the way, the training camp this year, after a bit of Continassa, will be again in Herzogenaurach in Germany. So first picture where he's showing again that is the number 9 of Juve, and then here David. Of course. Is there someone that knows what it means, David? Because, of course, I needed to inform myself. I didn't know at that moment. But is there someone knows what it means, David? It's Croatian, eh? Bravo. Hani knows. Hani did the job. It's not Croatian. I'm saying Croatian, but it's not true. It's Serbian. I'm sorry, guys. It's Serbian. It's David means 9. So, bravo a tutti. You already did the job. You already did the job. Good. You see, you don't even need me anymore. So, Dusan Vlahovic with 2 controversial stories. 9 and 9 after hearing that there wasn't here we go for Jonathan David. It's not the first time that he's putting that number 9. Here you see him again with that number 9 quite visible. I don't think that it's smart. I don't think that it's smart from Dusan Vlahovic at a certain moment, guys. Basta. He's really playing with his own career, to be honest. He's really playing with his own career. Here he's showing like, I don't care. I will stay. No matter what. I have that number 9. I stay at Juve. As the number 9 of Juve, I think it's wrong what he's doing. Because he's 25. Because 1 year not playing at all, which means that he will have difficulties to go at the Club World Cup, at the World Cup with Serbia if they qualify. I'm not sure if they will qualify or not, which would be a problem. 1 year without playing. If today he can go to a club that is offering 7 million euro net, well, next year with a year on top of what he has on his age, with a year without playing, forget about 7, 8, 9 million euro, forget about 12 million euro, then you will have to adapt. Tag me, please, if you see the tweet from Matteo Moretto that apparently spoke about Dusan Vlahovic, because I'm looking at his tweets and I don't see him speaking about Dusan Vlahovic. Apparently in the chat they are telling us that he spoke about Dusan Vlahovic with the possibility to go on loan. That could be a possibility, but I think it's really stupid. What would be for Dusan Vlahovic the advantage of going on loan somewhere? That is actually going to a team where he says, okay, I can accept going in a team that is not my dream team. I still have my full salary paid, partially from the club that is owning me at the moment, and partially from Juve that is compensating. I can play without stress because if I do well, great. If I don't do well, who cares? Because I'm on loan here. So then the year after, when I will be... but I'm not even sure if it's possible, guys. I don't think that in Italy you can loan out a player in his last year of contract. Apparently, this is the tweet. Juventus have a new idea for Dusan Vlahovic this summer. You see, I was right. A 1-year renewal at the same terms, but he would then head out on loan next season, similar to Victor Osimhen last summer. I will not do it. I would not do it. I would not do it. You're crazy. It's a creative solution. No. I don't do that. I don't do that. No, with all the respect, sorry guys. No, that's not a good one. No, but I understand that. I understand where it comes from, of course. Because then you loan him out. Because the player has decided. The player, when we see it on Instagram, when we see him in terms of behavior, where we see everything, he's confirmed I'm the number 9, I don't move. He doesn't care about risking his career. So he's putting actually pressure on Juve to say, I don't care, I don't leave, I'm staying here. So Juventus, they have a player now that is blocking the next name because you cannot add Osimhen, for example. You cannot accelerate on a Kolo Muani because Dusan Vlahovic is earning way too much and he's absolutely not in the plans of Juve. So what they try to do in that terms of creativity, because I told you, you cannot do in Italy loaning out a player that is in his end of contract. It's not okay. So they are thinking if we renew him, he goes on loan. At least he can show him in another club. At least the other club is paying part of the salary. He could go then, I don't know, to Milan that could pay maybe 6 million euro for Milan, 6 million euro for Juve. But, and maybe they pay a bit for the loan to have him, not the 25 million euro, but maybe 10 million euro for having him 1 season. So actually you are halving the loss that you have on Dusan Vlahovic. But then you have again a player that is staying longer at your club. But he wants Champions League. It's not really true because he was okay to go to Milan. He didn't go to Milan for a simple reason, because they were not able to give him the 12 million euro. So it's not even true, Ahmad, because Arthur is a player that actually every single time he renews the contract to go on loan, yes, but he's always decreasing the money. So from the big salary that he had when he joined, he already decreased, I believe, twice to be able to actually extend the contract. Here, the guy, he doesn't want to hear about decreasing the salary. You hear it, extending 1 more year at the same conditions, because he doesn't want to lose a single penny, which I think is really stupid from him. Now you are 25. If you really care about that much about big salary, go where teams can give you that salary. And we are speaking about Saudi Arabia, with all the respect, but these are the teams that can give you that that salary without having any problems. If you don't care that much about the money, of course, money is important. Of course, a big salary is important. But if you don't care, then accept the club where you can again show who you are. Because I don't doubt that he has the qualities. But here, doing that 1 entire year for a player of 25, you're throwing away your career, which is really, really bad. So, can this push David out, Dusan out? I don't think so, William. Ahmed, thank you for the donation. Ciao, brother Beppe. Welcome back. Thank you. If we don't include a player swap for Sancho, then I don't know what we are doing. Why are we not mentioning Zegrova? He's a very technical and made us look bad last season. It's a good question, you know, that I have been one of the first one to start pushing for Zegrova. And I'm speaking now about 18 months ago. There are these few fashion name, or, you know, these kind of hipster names that I'm a big fan of. Who are these names? Zegrova, Mikaudadze, and then I'm a big fan of Arda Güler. You know, it's not a secret, but this is not the hipster name. I think that is, and especially after the performance of 2 days ago, I think it's now a mainstream name, especially if you go to Turkey. In Turkey, you go everywhere, you see 2 posters, Arda Güler and Kenan Yildiz. And Zaire Emery, that I really love. Then I have to admit that the players at Paris Saint-Germain Vitinha, João Neves, and Fabian Ruiz, they are even a level above Zaire Emery. But Zaire Emery is a player that I love so much, so much. I would try to go for that player. Mamma mia. Zaire Emery, mamma mia. Fabian is a player that I was extremely wrong on, but I think that on time, so not in the final of Champions League, but on time I was able to change my mind immediately when I saw him playing at the Euro with Spain that they won. Also with him, I think one of the men of the tournaments. Fabian is great, but he will not leave. He will not leave, but what a midfield. What a midfield. Ben Seguir is a beautiful name, but that's not one that I sponsored a lot, but Ben Seguir is a really beautiful name. You know who they told me today to monitor and to put on my list of players that I want to observe? I will tell you. Let's see if we have some people here that are great internationally. And this time I will speak really internationally because it's a player that played at Lyon, but is owned by Botafogo. And they told me that's a player that we need to pay attention for. 24 years, Brazilian player. How do you know all that, guys? How is this possible, guys? You're too great. You're too good. Do I have a mirror here with the screen? I'm impressed. Thiago Almada, 24 years. Andy, expert. I'm following Thiago Almada for years. Thiago Almada. Easy. What a player. They told me Beppe follow. They told me Pepe follow. But I don't know if they told me Beppe follow because this will be the new crack of Google. That will be the new crack of international football really soon. Or they told me Beppe pay attention because Juventus could go for him. I didn't ask, but they told me Beppe, put him on your list, start to follow him. Argentinian. Yes, indeed, he played in MLS to Atlanta after playing in Argentina, Botafogo, then Lyon. We know that they have huge, big problems at Lyon. The same owner, Lyon and Botafogo, Textor, that is doing disasters with Crystal Palace, with Lyon, with RWDM. The only club that is still doing okay with is Botafogo. So I'm curious. Attacking midfield is short, 171. But anyway, put it on the list so that we can. Is there someone that is watching nearly all the lives that want to make a list with all the players that we mention here, so that at the end of the Mercato or mid-Mercato or something like that, we do like the entire list of players that we spoke about? Saras can. Sarah, if you want to, we can. We can date that we mentioned the first time, the players. Could be good. Voltomada. You know that Voltomada, guys, is my big regret. This was a beautiful name. Unknown name. For the mass. And then suddenly, well, the mass, not the professionals, because now he could go to Bayern Munich. Today I heard again people speaking about Voltomada, and they said a player with unique skills in Europe. Voltomada, unique skills in Europe. Nobody has the skills of Voltomada in Europe. You know how I described him, huh? Who was the player that I compared him with? Of course, not saying the same level, but compared him with. Let's see if you have a good memory. Bravo. Sasa Jovanovic, the next Ibrahimovic. Yeah. That's my big regret. Then, of course, if Bayern Munich will go with 50 million euro, 60, 70, 80 million euro, I don't know. But, good player. Good player. Good player. What else did Ahmed wrote here? Ciao, brother. If we don't, I don't know. Okay, why are we not mentioning Zegrov? We spoke about it. Why? I don't know. Sir Ras said in the chat that apparently he's injured. I don't know. 26 from Lille. Nah, at a certain moment, we also need to stop buying only from Lille. Huh? Who were the last ones that we bought from Lille at the moment? Where? It's not that I did fantastic things at Juve. Thiago Jallo, we never saw. Who else did we go for from Lille? Zegrov is a good player. Marco, I need to speed up because I have some messages to read. As Canadian Juve tifo, a very special day. I told you that the Canadian people are extremely super happy. Jonathan David is an intelligent and humble player. He plays as a 9 but can support a striker too. We call him the Iceman and he delivers. Oh Canada, oh baby, forza Juve. Takishi is offering a membership on the channel, and you know what? That gave me a beautiful idea for the... Wait. How much do we have here? We have how much? 217 likes. If we reach really fast 300 likes, really fast, I told you, really fast, 300 likes, I offer 5 memberships. 5 memberships. Boom. Boom, 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 bada boom, like that. But we need to reach them, 5 membership I will offer. Second Canadian of Juve. Who was the first one? No. We never had a Canadian player. Ah, yeah. Giulia Grosso. Yeah, okay. If we start like that, I was speaking about first team men. 293 likes. Will we reach at 300 likes? 5 memberships offered. $295. $298. Attenzione. $302. Dai. 5 membership offered. Now. Here you go. Man of word, Beppe. Man of word. Who is receiving them? Let me check. Kalija, MT, Dimensi, Florent, and Sani Kwan. You all received the membership offered by me. And who received them from Takishi? It was Roberto Gallo. Thank you, Takishi. Yours is much more worse than mine. So thank you for that. No, because the community needs to grow. So I'm super happy when we are able to do these kind of things. What kind of player is he? I will answer you in a second. So first of all, thank you, Takeshi. Thank you, GJustjuve. Grandissimo, GJustjuve. CG, my friend, thank you for the donation. Can you say who are the 5 players you think are worth of the shirts? Any updates? That's a good question. Good question. It's true that today I didn't read a lot of messages under the video, but the players that I consider, 5-6 players that I consider worth of a shirt of Juve, but when I was speaking about worth of a shirt of Juve, I was speaking about a competitive Juve starters. Starters, competitive players. Tell me if you agree with me or not. Di Gregorio. Di Gregorio, starter. Bremer, starter. Thuram, Kefren, starter. Yildiz, starter. We have 4, right? I think that Kalulu can be a starter. The Cambiaso pre-5 December. Cambiaso pre-5 December. A Cambiaso, humble Cambiaso. Yes. The one that we watched yesterday, no. The one that we watched yesterday, no. A Cambiaso that had absolutely no intention to run anymore at the 60th minute. These are the players, guys. So, if I tell you, Di Gregorio, Bremer, Kefren Thuram, Yildiz. These are the 4 players where I say I have no doubt that these players, they can play in a top competitive team that is playing for Champions League. The 4 players, top competitive Champions League team, so a team that is really trying to go all in for Champions League, these players can play there. Di Gregorio, Bremer, Thuram, Yildiz. 4 players. Then there are some players that are coming right after, that are competitive, that are starters, that can be started at Juve. And then I'm speaking about Locatelli, I'm speaking about Kalulu, I'm speaking about Kolo Muani, I'm speaking about these players. Under that, it's difficult for me to see them starters that I can blindly trust them. To be competitive. Chico is not yet the one that I see. Cambiaso, the pre-5 December Cambiaso, yes. The post-5 December, no. So next season we will understand who it will be. That's a beautiful one. Huh? That's a really beautiful question. Zakaria. Osimhen, for example, comes and is immediately a starter. Now, Weston McKennie, I don't know, guys. We have to say that Weston McKennie, since a few seasons, is a player that is giving so much in the beginning, and then he fades away. Then he has really difficulties to keep up. But it's a player that you can really count on. That you can really count on in the beginning of the season, suffering, being available, being that joker, left, right, everywhere. So it's a player that I love to have in my team, Weston. I really love to have in my team. But you know that you cannot press him. You know, it's like a lemon. You press and 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 you press, and then there is no drop of lemon anymore. It's over. And then what? And then what? You see? So that's really tough. That's really tough for Weston, and it happens season after season after season. And you press and you rinse and you rinse and you rinse. And then it's over. And then you see also the Club World Cup that he did was not great. Was not, but he knows as well. But I agree that if you want to be ultra competitive and fighting, Weston McKennie can be in the 25, but cannot be the player that is playing in every single position as a starter. Anthony Schifani says strong disagree on Locatelli. But I spoke well about Locatelli. You know that. You know that I'm a big Locatelli supporter since ever. Then I also must say, and he said it himself, I don't know if you heard about the post-game words of Locatelli. He said, like, when we are playing against the midfield of Real Madrid, these guys are stronger than me. He was speaking about the ones that were playing against us. I don't remember the names exactly because I wanted to forget. I really wanted to forget, but who did he mention? He mentioned like 2 or 3 names. Help me, guys. Valverde and Bellingham. Guys, then it depends what you want to have. Huh? Arthur is saying we need Mico Gonzalez. Arthur, you can repeat it how much you want. You will never repeat it as much as I did. So please stop spamming because when there will be news about Mico Gonzalez, I will tell you. At the moment, no. But Locatelli said it himself. I am below that level at the moment. Below. It's not Emerson, but Ederson. Ederson is a really good player, but it costs a lot. And you know it, huh? Dealing with Atalanta, it's tough. It's really, really, really tough. We continue, guys, with the other questions. The ones of Zakaria. Roman says Dumfries has a clause of 25 million euro. Who is Roman? Romano. Yeah, but I don't want Dumfries. Even if he comes from a really good season with Inter before the big collapse of the entire team. So no. So I would not go for him. Cindy! You did an outstanding with the big capitals job hosting the Club World Cup. We watched daily. Bravo, Beppe. We are proud of you. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. Really, really, really appreciate it. You know what I appreciated as well? Guys, you know that I always try to be humble, but sometimes I'm too humble. Sometimes I need to sell myself a bit more. I need to be a bit more proud and showing a bit more about myself. But what I was extremely proud about was this. So, on LinkedIn, I never post on LinkedIn because I think, you know, like content creator, who cares? But actually a lot of them are doing. So I posted this with a few pictures, selected pictures about the Club World Cup with a big message like thank you, etc. It was a beautiful collaboration with Juve. I received beautiful messages. One of them was the one of Paolo Monguzzi. Paolo Monguzzi, that is actually the Stadium and Consumer Business Director at Juventus Football Club. Top guy. Top guy. I can say you top guy. I spent a few days with him there in USA as well. Look at the comment that he wrote. Paolo Monguzzi. Wait, can we? Top player. Your presence in US was a huge asset. These are really beautiful messages. These are really beautiful messages. And then I received a message from Hani. Hani, that is a big follower of the channel, that is actually a human resources and development head of Hani wrote that message. Hobby Alder said, it's fun. It's if it's fun, it's never work. And if it isn't fun, you will never work. You combined so many skills and created magnificent content along the way while multitasking so much in such a compact tight duration of time, where there was not a single percentage of error tolerated. Very few can do that. You are an exceptional and true brand ambassador. So I didn't like it yet. We will do it live here with the sound of LinkedIn here. It didn't work. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, really appreciate it for the messages, and also Cindy, really, really beautiful. Hani is there. Here we found him, Hani. No, it touched me earlier today. It touched me before I took a nap. It really touched me because it was really a beautiful message. Really a beautiful message. So thank you, my friend. Really. Leonardo, depending if we play 3 or 4. That's internal discussion. Your LinkedIn post was very nice. Thank you, Yemtus. Thank you. Now, go back to Juve. We read Zakaria. Hassan Al-Amin, my friend. Salut, mister. What are your thoughts about an episode on players and their contract and how it's becoming like a corporate setting? Thank you. I think it would be beautiful, but first of all, I need to understand what you mean. because I don't want to be wrong. Um, I like to speak openly about it and giving you my thoughts on these kind of questions, then making a special episode. I never know if it will attract or not people, because it's really more, these kind of great, fantastic videos from Rabona TV, for example, that I love to follow and to listen to. But it's true that today clubs are hostages from players, from their contract. Like in the past, players were hostages from the clubs. And then you had that Bossman law that changed the world of football. And now you have actually the reverse a bit with the agents that are really more and more and more and more growing and having power and being decisive. So, but yeah, it's tough. It's a really tough period that we are living in. Look, we saw it with Federico Chiesa, with Dybala, with now Dusan Vlahovic. So it's a tough situation that we are in. So if you want to develop a bit, Hassan, maybe we can think about it, or during a live or doing a special episode about it. Again, thank you Takeshi, thank you GJustjuve, Honey, GJustgift, Forza Juve, thank you my friend, member for 1 month, Ali, that is writing, Beppe, having player that becomes burden to the club every year, wouldn't that affect our Mercato in terms of decent players? What do you think? Twice before joining? Yeah, of course. I agree with you that you know when you can see a strong club, according to me, it's not the ability to sign players, it's the ability to sell players. This is where you really see a strong club, because a strong club doesn't need to sell, first of all, because financially they are stable, so you don't need to sell. And on top of that, if you sell, it's at your conditions. You want the player, that's the money. Look, Atalanta on that one is really a role model if you're speaking about Italy. Napoli as well. We don't need to sell. You remember what they did last year with Di Lorenzo, captain of the team, last year of contract. I think we don't care. You stay. And that's the strength of any single club, being able to sell at your condition. Look at Manchester United. They sign because they have the money, they even have the money, but they sign for extremely high prices, out of proportion prices. Anthony, this player, and then at the end they are obliged to loan them, like they did with Sancho, like they did with Anthony, like they did with so many players. So the strength of a club is, you can really judge a club if it's strong or not in management, if they are able to sell. Look at us, hostages of so many players, because we are not able to sell well, because unfortunately we are not in the condition to be strong. Why were we strong in the past? Because in the past we were able to sell when we wanted, to who we wanted, and we already had the other players that were there. Like if you sell Thierry Henry, Trezeguet was already ready. If you sell Zinedine Zidane, you already had a couple of players ready. And that's a huge, big difference. And then also here, we see players that are coming that are not performing, and then we have difficulties to sell them, and etc., etc. So yeah, they are thinking twice. What can beat that? Winning. Because at the end, Inter, a lot of time we heard these rumors that they were not even able to continue to pay the salaries of players, that they were on hold, financial problems. At the end, the players are going anyway, because winning is the receipt of solving so many things. I can tell you that. So we need to go back and win. And when you win, doing well. Mauri, thank you for becoming a member, my friend. Shahan, thank you for the donation. Really, really appreciate it. You know that I never ask it, but whatever support to the channel, even if it's just a like or whatever, it's really appreciated. Thank you. Let us see here. 38,734. It's the moment, guys. Huh? Like the video, subscribe, and comment in the comment section. So Pedula also put here, retweeting someone that spoke on the 29th of June, as you can see here, with exclusive. Jadon Sancho has been in advanced talks with Juventus for the 4 past days. Juventus are pushing hard and have no issues with Manchester United asking price of 25 million euro. Negotiations are ongoing to find a solution and convince Sancho, who is running out of options, to accept a lower salary package. The next couple of days will be crucial. It's now down to Sancho. And here we see that he retweeted 19 minutes ago saying Sancho, Juventus is really pushing, but they are, if they want the player, they really need to be fast to accelerate, because otherwise other teams will insert themselves and put themselves into the run. I tell you, it's a big bet. It's a big bet. And in this moment, I would not love to go for bets. Should I say it or should I stay cautious? Should I say it or should I stay cautious? I would try. I would try. I would try. I would try. For Sancho at these conditions, I would try. I would try. I know it will be a boomerang. I know that people will I would try. And the difference is that I'm not telling you I'm 100% sure that it will work out. This is something that I said for Douglas Luiz. Didn't work out, so I will be more cautious in the future. But it's for 25 million euro. Okay, for 25 million euro, a player of, how old is he? 25, I think, yeah? For 25, you are not even taking that much of a risk, because it's a player that 2 years later you're able to sell. You're not doing a big minus Valenza. He's 25, guys. He can go back in UK to Fulham or whatever. They have the money. It's not even that much of a risk. Honestly, it's not that even much of a risk. Then it depends what you do with the rest of the team, because him alone will not be enough. But for 25 million euro, if you're able to have the Sancho that showed the world that he has the talent, because you can like him, dislike him, you can hate him, you cannot say that he has no talent. You can say that he didn't show it consistently. You can say that he's lazy. You can say that he's overweight in some periods. You can say that he's not making the difference in big clubs. You can say what you want, but you cannot say that he has not the talent. Talent is not enough, huh? Talent is not enough. We saw it a lot of times. But for 25 million euro, it's a player, guys, that I would try the bet on. If you tell me 50, no. And if it's not working, you can resell it. You cannot sell a player that you are signing for 60 million euro. No? Here they said 25 million euro. Some people are saying pound. Bah. It changed 3-4 million euro. But I don't care about the stats, guys. No, I care, of course I care about the stats, but I don't care that much about the stats. Because stats will tell you a part of the truth, but will not tell you the context, will not tell you that Manchester United is a total disaster, will not tell you that something changed at Chelsea because he started quite well at a certain moment and then he disappeared. For what reason, we don't know. The stats will never tell us that Douglas Luiz is a top player, but that he was not able to do it at Juve, because the stats do not know and the stats do not care. about Douglas Luiz. Is Douglas Luiz a player worth 0 goals and 0 assists at Juve? No. It's a player that is much more worth than that. So we don't know. I can understand that. And also, if you're looking at Comoli is looking for these opportunities. Yeah, bravo. I agree with Kshev on that one. How you interpret stat is important, but it's not the only thing. There are a lot of things. Stats are super important because at the end it's black and white, but you need to understand the context and how you interpret it. The problem with stat is I made a lot of time the exercise of stats, of reading stats and giving 2 different narratives. Instead of Sancho or Conceição, I would at the moment go for, can we get Sancho? And then let's see what we will do. Maybe it's Nico Gonzalez that goes out. In absolute, I think that Jadon Sancho is stronger than Conceição, but Conceição has a skill that Jadon Sancho do not have, or that he didn't show. Is that Conceição is a fighter. He's a fighter. He's a fighter, he's one that is used to fight, and he will always improve, while Sancho is a question mark. Why is there that music again? Because apparently there is a news. Pratta mi saying, Beppe, attenzione, because Sancho is a player that is not defending. Who cares about defending? Tudor, he wants to attack. He wants to score. Nicolo Schira is telling us exclusive news. Attenzione, bomba. The bomba of Nicolo Schira is that Andrea Cambiaso is getting closer to extend his contract with Juventus until 2030. 2030, that's long, eh? I mean, I don't know how long is the contract of Cambiaso with Juve at the moment. Is it 28 or 29? I think 29. So it's 1 more year of contract extension. Let me check. Contract until 2029. So it's 1 more year of contract extension. I don't know if there will be an increase of salary. I tell you that if there is an increase of salary, I would not understand it. Because honestly, to me, at the moment, he doesn't deserve that increase of salary. Even the 22, I don't know, guys. Because 2029 is, we have still 4 seasons before it ends. So I like the player. Well, by the way, I met him a few times also in the streets at a certain moment. Fantastic person. Really smiling, positive person. But he needs to wake up. Andrea, I need the Andrea Cambiaso that I need that I bought the shirt of. That's the Cambiaso that I would even give a contract extension until 2040 and giving an increase in salary. But I need Andrea Cambiaso to be at that level again, because the one that we saw, guys, I'm sorry to say, the one that we saw is not the Cambiaso that we know. Is he in difficulty in that 3-4-2-1? Because he needs to play straight and not entering. I don't know. I don't know. Is he finding difficulty to understand what we are asking him to do? I don't know. I really don't know. So this is something that we need to figure out. Then can we put him on the right side and go for a player on the left? Could be, but if you're looking at what you are trying to do, look, if you want to put him in a 4-man defense, no, because Cambiaso is not a huge big defender. So we need really to understand what is the role of Cambiaso. Yeah, but I agree. The weather affected a lot of teams. It's true. A lot of players is also true. But that's for everyone, not only for Cambiaso. No? I don't know, guys. No, I'm happy, because it's an Italian player that I still believe in, that I want to do well. A player that twice had the captain band, one from the start, one time during the game. So the two times that he had the armband, I saw him. One time Juve Lazio in the Allianz Stadium, and one time in USA. I think it was a second game. Am I wrong? It was a second game. But he needs to wake up. We need him. We really need him. Cugino Ed is saying, I watched Cambiaso playing play live at least 20 times. You can't understand how much does he witness him person often. Until you witness him in person. Guys, I watched him a lot of time as well. A lot of times. 10 times, maybe. 10 times. I watched him score in Juve Verona. I watched him in Saudi Arabia. I watched him in USA. I watched him in the Allianz Stadium. I watched him in PES against PSV. I watched him a lot of time live as well. So you cannot tell me, at least me, Beppe, you cannot understand how much he does if you don't witness him in person. Because I think, and for me at least, I think people know everything is documented here on the channel, archived here on the channel. You can see. But no, I don't agree with that statement after the 5th of December. Before the 5th of December, I totally agree. And this is something that here we said it. There is a reason why I bought his shirt. There is a reason why I bought his shirt. Because I buy only shirts from people that I like, or that I believe in, or that I witnessed. I did an interview with him. I stayed with him. I talked with him also backstage, live, face to face. I just met him again. We spoke together. So no, there is a post 5 December Cambiaso. There is a post 5 December Cambiaso where even off the ball, it's not the same Cambiaso anymore at the moment. Is he just in need of rest, mental rest, staccare la spina in Italian, which means unplugging a bit, and he comes back to that level? Could be, it could be. We don't know. It could be, but at the moment, it's not one that you are describing me that is doing a lot off the field as well. Because at the moment we don't see it. It's not true. And I watched him live in the 3 games that we played. So, because it's true. What you are saying on the other side, Cugino is saying, but watching from television is different than watching from the game live. And that's 100% correct. That's 100% correct. Because from the stadium, you see things that not always we are able to see from this from television. That's true. That's true. I agree with that one. Today is boom boom, with news. I'm a bit scared because Milan is going for Jashari. That is a really great player. A good news could be this one. Of the winter going to Bologna. 25 million euro for what reason? Because if I am not wrong, 25% could go to Juve. So 25% of 25 million euro, how much is it? 5 million? A bit more. 6 million? Something like that. Not bad, without doing anything. Yeah, 6 point. Bravo. Usem is giving us exactly 6.25. So, not bad at all, without doing anything. Bologna is going for the winter and for Bernardeschi, 2 ex-Juve players. Come on! Okay, I'm trying to find if there are some more news and then I need to read. At the moment, no more Juve news from what I know. Did we read the article about Sancho? No, huh? It's not a long one, so let's translate it really fast, and then I continue to read the ones of Yusuf, Zitrix, and Refix. Jadon Sancho and Serie A. In the last 2 days, we told you that the offensive winger owned by Manchester United was talking not only with Juventus, was talking only with Juventus, even if there were some links with Napoli. In reality, Napoli didn't push to go through, while Juve is accelerating to find a total agreement about salary and the value of the player. Certainly, Sancho totally open to Juve, even if there were some other offers from the foreign countries. To show you even that Napoli, even if there were some rumors, was never really in the run. In the latest hours, there were some talks about contropartita tecnica, means some players entering in swap. For sure, Juventus is still in the run for Sancho, and they need to accelerate to avoid other clubs entering that race. There are 2 clubs, one from Saudi Arabia and another club that are interested in the offensive winger. Story told by Alfredo Pedula. Yusuf offered a membership to someone, I don't know who, but thank you, Yusuf. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. So thank you, my man. Then we have Zitrix with a picture of Chico Conceição. Did you see the short that I put on today on YouTube and also on Instagram? Let me show you. With Chico that was hugging Ciao Giuseppe. Let me show you. Shorts. I will take away the sound. Look at that. Look at what a beautiful hug. Before saying hello to me. Did you see this beautiful hug, no? That's really a beautiful hug. Look, but like this, random, without any sense, I don't know why. There were a lot of people around. He decided, look, to go there to make him a hug. Beautiful images. Bravo, Chico. I don't understand why. No, good question. Why? I don't know. Like this, totally random, but beautiful. That was really beautiful. Ciao Beppe, is it possible? You can show your dream starting 11 for no. I don't do that. For what reason? Because it makes no sense. It's just for fun. I don't know. Do we go for Osimhen? Then everything changed in terms of what we have, disposal as cash. We don't go for him. We go for Kolo Muani. Everything changes. It's something that I know. I have nearly 6-year experience on YouTube. And also because it's difficult for me to make some choices, but it makes I know that it's a loss of time. I could do it. I know that I could do it for views, for likes, because I'm sure that if I do my starting or my dream 11 with a beautiful thumbnail, with a blurry picture of Cristiano Ronaldo shadow, whatever, I know that I will have a lot of views. Probably the most viewed video of my channel, but makes no sense. I will lose a lot of time, of precious time for no reason. I don't even know what is the money that we can spend on the market. So what are the criterias? Then if somebody tell me, Beppe, here, you know what? Beppe, you have 50 million euro. Do a team. You can sell, you can sign, you can do. Maybe it can be fun, but I don't know. So, thank you for the question, huh? Thank you. But no, how many of you would love starting? You know what I would love to do? I mean, maybe I don't know. Makes no sense. Yeah, it makes no sense. It's a lot of time. Or otherwise, I will start lying to you with impossible names. For me, it's a waste of time. But Drin is saying, Beppe, do a video of 50 million euro budget rebuild the team. But it makes no sense because it will not happen. It will not happen. Because according to me, Mercato is something where, you know how I look at Mercato. Mercato is dreams, yes, but it's depending on so many factors. That's why I'm never angry when something doesn't happen, or because I know that there are the agents, the clubs that are owning the player, the club that wants the player, there is the family of the player, there is the contract. There are so many things that are influencing Mercato that if I say today Zegrova in my team with Mika Odadze, the medical test, indeed, the age. If I tell you I want Zegrova, I want Mika Odadze, I want Voltemade, and we'll sell this and we'll sell this. But we don't know. There is no chance that it happens. I think. Anyway, let's move on. Refix, a new member of the channel. Thank you, my friend. No, because I will lose time. I will lose time. Precious time. You know that I'm working on a few projects now as well that are, according to me, more important than doing a Dream 11. Then if one day I invite Hashball, we do it as a joke, or Luca from GFTV, that are really nice creators, younger than me. Maybe they love to do that because they are used to do it. I don't know. I have no criticism to who is doing it. I just don't want to lose time. Anyway, Ali, thank you, my friend. Beppe, has any player ever shown you an attitude because of what you said about them on your channel when you met them, without naming names? There are some players which I didn't have a lot of contact with. And there are some players that I didn't even, but really few, that I didn't shook hands with or didn't give a high five or, because I want to be consequent. It's a really great question. I was actually expecting one of these questions one day. No, because I don't want to be hypocrite. I don't like to be an hypocrite in a not liking a player and then going and asking for a signature or to beg and to make a selfie. I want to be consequent, but I think it's from both sides. And then, if you don't like, don't, without naming names. But with the majority of the team, I have a great feeling. Also, for example, I told you, Koopmeiners, I criticized him, the performances, but never the man. And I think that this is one of the strengths of this channel in terms of relationships with a lot of players that are watching the channel, because I can confirm you that. Maybe even now, because they are in jet lag, they cannot sleep, and maybe they are watching the channel at the moment. I can tell you that one of the things that they respect is, Beppe, you speak about the performance. You never speak about personal. You never insult. You never do. But that time is saying short answer, yes. Yeah, but I don't go with short answers. You know that, huh? You know that, huh? That's not Beppe. Short answer is not Beppe. That doesn't exist. This is something I cannot do. Like short lives do not exist on my channel. But short answer, yes. Short answer, yes. But I think it's, being consequent. Are there players that watch lives or videos beside ads? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But I will not tell you the names. Except if they tell me, Pepe, we don't care, you can say it. Except of that, no. Ask Dusan to no, no. I don't think I'm that influencing, guys. No, no, no. And I would never do that. But I mean, 1 million. Maybe I will do it. No, I'm joking. I don't know. It will never happen. Makes totally no sense. But do you remember the dream of that I had last summer in Arizona, when I was not in Arizona, but the team was in Arizona, Aurach, and I dreamt about Dusan Vlahovic that was pissed off because he watched the video. You know that when I met him a few times, I said, "Shit, the dream will happen. The dream will happen." At the end, we didn't speak about it. But 1 million is 1 million. Look, could help a bit. But no. Look. I you know the channel. I never sold my soul. Because I think it's important to be consequent in what you say, to be authentic in what you say. It's important, guys. Then these hypothetical things, like, you know, how many people they told me, if you receive 25 million euro from Inter, would you go on Inter channel speaking about these things? I don't even want to answer, because it's not reality. It's not reality. Here, people are already writing Ciao Juventini in the chat. Where is Adzic? Did you see him? You discovered his nickname. I don't know the nickname of Juventini in the chat. Thank you, Ayan. Where would you rank New York and DC in the list of top cities that you visited? And which was your favorite steakhouse? But the difference is I didn't visit New York, and I didn't really properly visit DC. While in Europe, all the cities that I traveled to and I had the opportunity to visit, when you take the time to really visit, it's something different. Then if I tell you about first impact, about how you feel the city, no, New York is impressive, guys. It's really impressive. It's really an experience. It's New York. It's what, at least me, as a child, grew up with, from Home Alone, or the two, when he's in New York, from all these movies where you see the Statue of Liberty, Once Upon a Time in America, the American Dream. New York is representing so much. So when you see it real life, you are emotional. Times Square, all these. But I didn't visit New York because I was not on holiday. And don't forget, I was not on holiday. The steakhouse. I went to fantastic restaurants. with the staff of Juve, but the problem is I don't remember the name by heart. Attenzione. Kolo, he wants to play a game with you guys. Let's try to guess how many welcome to Juve videos he will make this summer. I say, like Husam, 6. I say 6. But we need to write it down, so at the end of the Mercato we can... But 6 without Miretti, without these players that are coming back. I mean, 6 new first team players. New faces. That the Kostic doesn't count. Six. Heroin Father. Ciao, my friend. Thank you for the donation. Hello, Beppe. Who is this player from Sport ING? Do you rate him? What? Who? From Sporting. Also, this is my first time speaking with you after 6 years. Mamma mia! You waited 6 years. For what reason? Why did you wait so long? Why did you wait so long? So, Julmand. Julmand is a player that played in Italy at Lecce. I will show you. Morten Julmand, defensive midfielder, is 26, played in Italy in Lecce. Indeed, I was correct, before going to Sporting, 23-24, so 2 seasons at Sporting, defensive midfielder, an intelligent player. What did I write down from Julmand? Because I wrote down some things. So, they told me, but I was already able to spot him at Lecce, but it was not the same player that he was now at Sporting in the last 2 years. But it's a player, just to tell you, arriving there in Sporting and immediately taking over the captain band after a few months. So this really loved by Sporting fans, because he was able immediately to make an impact. They told me huge leadership and charisma. Dinamismo, it's a dynamic player. No, I fooled you. So it's not a dynamic player, but it's an intelligent player, a tactical player. It's one that has geometria. The first request of Sporting is 55 million euro. Juve, they want to try for 40 million euro. Sporting said 55, which is way too much for that player, because he's already 26. But that could be the player that could unlock a Thuram, because he's a player that naturally understands how to go and cover a wing, cover a position. It's a player. No, it's not a Loca style. It's not a Loca style. It's a different player than Locatelli. A bit more, how can I say, a bit more physical, a bit more real defensive midfielder. But yeah, bravo. Shine saying he's a bit more shifty than Loca. Yeah, it's really more defensive midfielder, taking away that, because in Italy, especially at Juve, since the time of Pirlo, we are used to that regista. The one that is there in the middle needs to be a builder, a regista, which he is not. He's a real He's a real defensive midfielder, a real one that will give a bit Emerson El Puma. Who remembered Emerson El Puma? No, it's not Stefano Sturaro, guys. Stefano Sturaro was un macellaio, was one that was cutting the meat, if we need to say that like that. Here we're speaking about a IQ player. An IQ player. Emerson El Puma. Matic could be, even if Matic was a bit more physical than him. But yeah, we can go in towards that direction. One that is... yeah, maybe the Busquets of Iniesta and Xavi. These were the lights, these were the creative guys. And then you need one that is doing the dirty... Deron! Bravo. Who said that? Sergio. Bravo. And that's why I told you he's not dynamic. But he could work in a dynamic team. Because Deron is, for example, not the fastest player on earth. But this is one that is worked for all these years under Gasperini in an extremely dynamic team. But you need a Deron so that the other ones are performing. Deron is a... Who said that? Can we give him a membership? Can we choose the people that we give membership? No, huh? What a call. Bravo. Chapeau. On Twitch, yes. We are on YouTube. And I'm happy about that. But I don't know why people are waiting 6 years to speak to me. The unsung hero of the team. Beautiful And I can tell you that he will generate a lot if he comes to Juve, which I don't think so. But Juve is looking for a player like that. If he could come to Juve, I can tell you that the increase of women fans of Juve, because he's also a beautiful player. Beautiful player. Anyway, can we continue with Abai Kurana? Beppe, thank you, my friend. Beppe, how did DL become so out of favor so fast? I will first answer Alessandro with Thomas Partey. The problem with Thomas Partey is that he has some off-the-field problems that he needs to fix, that better not to spend time a bit, because I'm not the expert on these kind of things, but he has some off the field, some problems to fix. At the end, I think that because he's a good player, but at the end, I think he will go somewhere where he can have some bit of money, tranquilo, because good player, but no. So to answer the question about Douglas Luiz, he came with not an ideal physical condition first. And he was probably expecting I told it earlier, you were probably not there, but a fever. Not fever is Gatti and Cope manners. A priority, luxury, VIP treatment from Juve that he didn't receive. And he lost himself. And he didn't fight. And probably also a behavior of I don't care. And when you're at Juve and you have that behavior of I don't care, that doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. So, which is a pity, huh? Which is a pity. Alessandro, we want long answer. Thank you, Beppe. Azic, watch. Ciao, Alessandro. No, what a guy. Azic, what a guy. At a certain moment, he saw me and said, again, because I was there. He was happy. Okay, guys. So, what are the big news? Jonathan David. We actually didn't even speak about the skills of Jonathan David. But Jonathan David. Jadon Sancho. We spoke about Yulmand. We spoke about players outgoing like Dusan Vlahovic, Douglas Luiz. We spoke about Almada. Hansko. No updates, guys. But at the moment, he didn't sign anywhere. Juve Pulse that became Juve Pulse. It was visible on his face from the first day when Juntoli said, but you decided to write all the words with H. You are in poor form. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Beppe, if we have David with money, do we really need Osimhen? But I told you, Osimhen, according to me, is a fantastic call in terms of player, but it's not a fantastic call in terms of what you need to do. Attenzione! Oof, Wesley could potentially go to Roma. Roma deal in collaboration with Everton for Wesley. The English team would buy the player, then loan him to Roma. But yeah, guys, Roma, ciao Thomas, by the way. Roma is a team that at a certain moment they also need to be investigated, no? They would need to be investigated. No, because I didn't speak about it, but I still have it here. That this is a team, guys, that they are doing really strange things and like it. In open public. In front of the eyes of everyone. Like, we need to sell before the 30th of June. Let's call Sassuolo so that we will sell them overpriced young players like, what was the name? Cherubini or something like that. That we never heard about. Like, for I don't know what kind of money. And there is no problem. And it's not the first time. And in front of camera, they say, oh, if we can help an Italian team, we help, you know. Now they have the same owners, Friedkin, Everton. They do. I don't get it. What I don't understand, because they are doing these kind of things open and public and nobody cares. If Juve dares to put 1 million more to a single player, which they should be able to do, because then it's the request and the offer, the demand, and then we are punished and we have minus 15 points. I really don't understand. No, but it's not about Wesley or not Wesley. You know what Wesley has? It's a player that in Italy could do well. You know why? Because these are the typical players that in closed defenses can dribble your man. A bit like Dodo in Fiorentina. They can win you that one-on-one. And we don't have that a lot in Italy anymore. The one that is able to change the balance of the game. Yeah, but that's always like that. But guys, at a certain moment, basta. To the moon, over the moon. Dai, ragazzi, it was a beautiful live. We have even people that never spoke to us in 6 years, and now 2-3 comments in a row. Chapeau. Yeah, but don't go for Dodo. The thing is, I'm not even tired. I'm not even tired. But it's already 2 hours, guys. 2 hours. We cannot continue endlessly, because we have every night we have a live, which I love, which I really love. I'm happy. I'm really happy. You know that I don't like to do lives when there is nothing to say, when I think that it's like not adding something. But here we have every day things to speak about. I'm so happy. I would give him the 9 even if Dusan stays. Carlo wants me to stay 1 more hour because he's going in the cook. You know, I'm drinking from that tea since 1 hour. It's already 1 hour that it's over, and there is nothing anymore in the cup. And I'm continuing to drink, hoping that suddenly it will raise. No, maybe if my son is awake, I will watch a movie with him. Maybe. Yesterday I watched American Beauty again. It was a long time ago. I think it was like 20 years that I didn't watch a movie. So we watched it together. It's a good movie. It's really a good movie. If he's awake, maybe I will watch. Otherwise, no, and then tomorrow. Ragazzi miei. Let's see how much. Ooh, we are missing like 3 likes. 3 likes. 3 likes to reach 400. And I push. Thank you, Nico. Thank you to all the people that support the channel. Hopefully I didn't forget anybody. Thank you, Alessandro. Thank you, Abai. Thank you, Heroin Father, Ayan, Ali, Refix19, Zitrix. Thank you, Yusuf, for that membership offer. Chayan, Maori 030. Thank you, Hani, GJustjuve with 5 membership offer. Thank you, Takishi. Thank you, Hassan. Thank you, Zakaria, CXJ29, Marco. Ahmed, William, Matthew, Evair, Jimbo, and Last Samurai, but also especially to all of you that are always there, like Massimo Lesti, Giuseppe Napodano, Carlo Sicoli, Alessandro Atal Abdalai, Adrian Mangion, Nico Adam Salman. Grazie a tutti, forza Juve.